Hey everyone, hope you're having a great start to your evening. This is Dr. Marty Miller. I am the Vice President of Research and Education here for Superpatch. Joining you in for our live, got special guest Maurice Allen, long drive champion, golfer extraordinaire, coming in. We're going to talk about what he's been doing for the last month, using the patches, and get a little more idea on one of the world's greatest long drive champions and how it's helped. This will be coming in here any second now. Give him a second for technology to catch up and let him join in. Maurice.
Marty, what's up, buddy?
I'm good, buddy. How about yourself? Maurice, you're always ready to do a workout, my friend. So, we had you come in last month, kind of drop the news to everybody that you're now one of our super patch athletes. I know that you've used the patch for probably 2 months now. You passed them around to your family. But if you can kind of give us an idea over the last month, how you've seen it improve your game, maybe a little bit about the patches you're using, we can jump into, why that patch was designed and the science behind it a little bit.
Yeah, I think the bigger thing is, so there's a patch that can be used proactively and also reactively. And I think that's where people have to understand how this thing goes. There's sometimes, obviously, in life, there's some things that you can't control and you just can't foresee happening. But then there's some other things that you can do from a preventative stance that the patch allows you to work with. So, for instance, the Liberty patch, it helps you with movement. You know you're going to go do something physical. You know you're going to go play around the golf. You know you're, going to go do a yoga class, whatever the case may be in that one. The Victory patch, you know you're getting ready to go work out. You know that you're getting ready to go to a game of some sort, so on and so forth. For me, the Freedom patch, after a hard workout, I don't wait until
Right.
I get out the shower that night, I'm like, nah, I'm not going to wake up and have all these problems.
Right.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to put the patch on immediately and then kind of go from there. So that's one of the things. But then there's some patches where you want to put them on daily. For instance, the Lumi patch is a good one. If you're a person who's trying to work on stuff with some sort of the Kick It patch, those are things. The Focus patch, I think that's a daily thing heading into work as well. I would even look at something as similar as the Defend patch. That should be a daily patch. Like, there's certain things that I think you should just be a part of your daily routine, whether it be when you get out the shower in the morning, you're throwing them on, or things right before you get out, when you get out the shower before you go to bed, that you're putting as a part of your process. So those are the things that I would look at with that.
Love it. And Maurice, to your point, and I get this question a lot, as I've been in this role now since the beginning of the year. So people ask, how do I use them and when do I use them? So I'll go through those 4 real quick and kind of give you some of the best practices in a sense. So with the Freedom patch, for the people that, live in chronic pain and or really, Maurice, coming in from your side of things, that people want to golf. Right? The average golfer, the recreational golfer, we know one doesn't maybe have time to warm up like they should. They definitely don't cool down like.
They don't
fair.
Take the time.
That is fair. They don't cool down, right? They don't take the time to cool down. So, we all know that the average recreational golfer is going to experience some pain. So, yeah, using the Liberty to get moving, to keep your motion going through the round. But then also, there's nothing wrong with throwing that Freedom patch on while you're even golfing. So that way you don't get that traditional soreness and pain that you may get from another round of golf. But I'm glad you brought up the Kick It patch. Now, this patch, you have to be consciously aware and ready to make a decision to change a behavior. Mm-hmm. The other patches, right, you have no control over that neural matrix of pain. The Freedom patch is going to go in and do what it does. But with the Kick It patch, when that thought and action become repeated action and you get stuck on repeated action, that's where the Kick It patch allows you to have that little pause and say, do I want to make this choice? And here's where I want everyone to focus on this, and then we'll get to the Focus patch, is that even if you're, having an issue snacking or even eating a little more than you'd like to, that is still sometimes just a repeated action that you don't have the conscious wherewithal to pause. So even that patch can help, even though it's called Kick It, it doesn't have to be, something where you have more It's kind of serious issue with addiction and things like that. So that patch can be very helpful in just trying to control appetite and things like that. But the focus patch, I love it. I joke around with my boss, I'm like, hey, I'm getting more work done than ever because of this patch, because it just keeps the blinders on and I stay on task. But back to the recreational golfers and definitely the professional golfers, there's a lot of time to think in that game, and you can get distracted and let your mind wander. That focus patch will keep you on target while you're either practicing and working on something that your coach is giving you, or through that round of golf. So if you can maybe talk to the group here about how you use the focus in your everyday walk of life.
Yeah, so for me, when I'm in a tournament, I traditionally put on about 4 or 5 patches, to be honest with you. So I'll go through, I'll put the joy patch on because I like to be in a state of just keeping the mind in a positive form of mind, always keeping it creative. But then also I'll put the focus patch on because I do want that creativity to be in a streamline. I don't want it to be all over the place. I'm not in the field of sunflowers just hanging out, right? I'm in serious business in competition, but I'll also put on the Liberty patch. I need to be able to move. I'll put on the Victory patch. I need to be at optimal, performance. So the thing about it is a lot of these patches, when you're in them, they're not, you can put them on as a combo set. It doesn't have to just be one patch for one thing. When you go to sleep, put on the peace patch and the REM patch. It allows your mind to really, and honestly, it really does. It allows your mind to calm. Sometimes you're sitting there and you're trying to go to sleep and your mind is going a mile a minute. It's just racing.
Right.
That peace patch really allows you just to wind down and say, all right, you know what? Today is today. Can't do anything about it. The only thing I can do about it is prepare myself to the best of my ability, allow myself to recover and get ready for tomorrow.
Yeah.
And that's a part of it as well.
Yeah.
So I really do a lot of patches for a few different things.
Yep. Now, those combinations are great. And, you mentioned the defend, and I had someone explain it to me this way, and I like this explanation, is would you use these dailies? And to me, it's yes. And for those of you just joining in with Maurice Allen here, we're talking about super patch. If it's new to you, it's vibrotactile technology, which is a simple patch. You wear it for 24 hours. There's no medication in it. There's nothing on it. There's simple ridges and patterns that have been scientifically studied to help you unlock that neural code to its optimal level. And the reason that I'm going to say yes to the everyday is I take my vitamins every day, right? I use those up, and my body needs to have more of those on a constant basis. And if you look at it,
let's go back.
Your essential.
Stop there. You take your vitamins every day, and I'm certain you pee out 60% of that vitamin that you took in, probably more like 80%. Right. So let's just keep it honest. So when you put this patch on your skin is going to effectively work more efficiently than that vitamin will. Continue on.
Right. There's no question about that. But my body needs it every day.
Exactly.
And the key point is because this is central nervous system optimization, every day our central nervous system is under attack for some reason. And it could be a combination of reasons. One, age, right? As we get older, I'm 51, right? Environment, nutrition, lack of nutrition, we could say. Hydration, dehydration, stress, lack of sleep.
So many different things.
Right. So why would I not want my central nervous system optimized? And you and I have talked about this, and I know this to be true with my background in sports medicine, and Maurice, you've studied this as well, that optimal neurology then gives you the chance at optimal physiology.
Correct. Well, I think the thing that people forget with all these supplements, at some point your body builds up a tolerance. And that is just the way how it goes with any substance at all. There's always going to be a tolerance built up, and you're going to always have to increase the dosage. With these patches, you never have to worry about a tolerance. You never have to worry about increasing the dosage. You're not going to go from 1 freedom patch to 6. No, 1 patch is plenty. That's all you need to do. And that's just the way how this works. And I think that's the thing that keeps it going, that keeps it really efficient, is you never build up some sense of, I almost want to use the word immunity to it. And that's really what happens with your traditional things that you're taking in and then you're ingesting. Your body just goes kind of nose blind to it, right? And body blind. It's just like, well, we've seen this, so I just need more of it. And so now what you're doing is putting other stress on your internal organs that you're not having to do with this.
Yeah, and what I love about this with the neurological standpoint is that when you realize that your brain controls everything. Right now, the autonomic nervous system, for anybody here watching, anybody here that's going to watch this, your heart rate is being controlled, your blood pressure, your core temperature, your mood, right? You wake up one day you're in a good mood, one day you wake up in a bad mood. That's not by accident. That is a central nervous system autonomic response. So everybody, when you look at the physiology, psychological, or emotional features of our brain and what it controls, that's why these patches have been developed. We have 12 distinct ones because these are 12 distinct neural codes that have been, discovered. And our founder was able to find what pattern of waves and ridges on the patch opens up that communication to go back to the term that we use as homeostasis. The body's always searching its normal self. So that's the beauty of it. And like you said, no medication, no pharmacology, you can't get used to it, and it works every single day.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, what you guys need to do is get on there, tell a friend, try out Superpatch. That's what it boils down to. Try it. You try everything else. You try these vitamins. Obviously, in January, everybody tried to work out. All these different things. Try this. It's one of the things where, honestly, I'm not going to say it's easy, but if you've ever experienced any health issues, the biggest thing that you know is not having your health be optimal, whatever that may be. Being in pain is not cool. Not being able to move is not cool. Any of those things. And this is something where it gets you in the simplest form of discipline, which is just having the ability and the awareness to put a patch on every single day.
And Maurice, you know this is what you and I talked about at the very beginning. I've got some good friends I see in here today that not only do we know because of the science and the research that has been done on Superpatch and to develop Superpatch, we are continuing to lead with the research. We have a research study that's going to go out, start pretty soon at one of the most premier universities in the United States with their football team. We've got other people that are coming on board that are after they reviewed the research, after they tried it, and now that they know we're committed to always continue the research. This is the way we want this company to go forward, is with education and research, because we know we can go out there and impact a lot of people, make their lives better. And the key thing is we want you to do what you want to do in the best way manner, live the best life you can, and we want to keep it simple for you.
That's awesome.
Right. So one question here, they don't stick or leave a rash. Nope, they are hypoallergenic. And the other thing, there is no latex in the product. They're made by 3M out of Minnesota, so you understand the quality of the product, made right here in the USA. So, Maurice, before we depart, why don't you let all these amazing people maybe come in from our side know where they can find you at?
Well, everybody can find me at Maurice Allen 360 on everything. My website is Maurice Allen 360. All of my social media tags, or I don't know what you call them, IDs, are Maurice Allen 360. So I'm very easy to find on there. And yeah, for the other person, they were asking about sticking and rashing. Sometimes if you're having an issue with where the pads are sticking, a lot of times people put them on their forearms, and that's cool if you know you're in a heavy sweating environment. Sometimes I actually put them on my hip, on the side of my hip, because obviously you have on underwear. So that's going to keep it a little more compressed to your body, and you don't have to worry about it coming off. And I've seen great results with that. Obviously in Florida in the middle of the summer, it is crazy hot, so my forearms will drench, and I've had them stay on even with that, but sometimes it can get a little too wet, and there's just nothing that people can do about that. But I definitely put them like on the sides of my hips. Just put my clothes on and kept it moving, and it's never been a problem with that.
Great tips. Well, Maurice, we can't thank you enough for your time. We look forward to talking to you again next month. We'll come up with a great topic. I'm sure that you're going to be able to go out there and put these things to their test and give us some great reports when you come back.
Yeah, and check out some of the great content we've got with Superpatch. We put some great stuff. Name of Christian did some amazing work with us at Valspar and some other places. So there are going to be some really good videos that just kind of keep you engaged in Superpatch. So make sure you check it out.
Awesome. All right, Maurice, until next time, my friend.
All right, man.
Thanks for your time as always. Thanks everyone for joining in. See you soon.
See ya.